remember just crying so much about it and like begging God to forgive me.
Nobody's perfect, and we just come to receive God's grace and forgiveness no matter what we've done, and then he forgives us completely, so we no longer have to beat ourselves up.
I have heard this illustration used at churches, at youth camps, and as far as I know it continues to be used. And the idea is that this will help you understand what happens if you've had sex and you weren't married to that person, so you try to split apart from that person, or what it is that the act of having sex has done to you. And what it's done, according to this illustration, is it has stuck you to the other person in a way that if you then try to split apart, well, you're basically ruined. There's parts of you stuck to the other person. There's no way of, absolutely no way of healing that. You're marked forever, you're ruined forever. Can you imagine hearing that? And it just, I don't know how on earth we've got there from what we thought were biblical principles and ideas.
We're not saying you can't have fun, ladies.
Don't push that on me.
I'm not pushing it on
You are, because it's not about how you interpret the Bible, just you can't.
Well, we were in a bar having a chat. We were friends already, had been friends for a while, and we got onto the topic of how female sexuality is discussed in churches.
I think I spent the majority of my teens and 20s just eaten up with guilt around my desire to have sex or be sexually active. I felt it was the thing that stopped me from being able to be sort of in continuous contact with my faith. We sent out a questionnaire. There was a really varied response, but I think across the board there was this sense that shame had underpinned the teaching.
At university,
And we have different accounts of how we met.
It's just always sounded so sensible, and I've seen it work so well for my parents, my brother and sister-in-law, and I've seen it go so wrong with some of my friends who have had sex outside of marriage and been so badly hurt. I think everything in my life has just enforced it going forward, that it's best to keep sex before marriage.
And I think we want to be clear on what we believe and the truth, but I've got so many friends and plenty of friends that do have sex outside of marriage. They're in long-term relationships, they're not married, and I think you've got to be careful to show that you're not judging them, condemning them on a personal level. You're still friends with them, you love them, but you can do that at the same time as holding a different conviction to them.
I think we have to have these conversations in church. It feels of the utmost importance to me personally as well, and wrestling with some of these questions, how we move forward and how as a church we respond to these questions and not just brush them under the carpet is very important.